Hey everybody, Matt here with LGN Gaming, and today I'm going to give you guys a few quick ideas on how to replace Polymer when creating things like higher up items. Now, Polymer is pretty expensive and kind of hard to make in vast quantities, but something that's a little nicer is organic polymer. Now, it does spoil, which is a problem, and it is hard to make larger items with organic polymer because you fill up your fabricator. But a way around that is by having a good, well, never mind, filling up the fabricator is not, I was going to say having a good beaver, but that only works with smithy stuff, I believe, unless you have blueprints possibly. No, because blueprints need to be made in the fabricator anyways. But yeah, organic polymer is good for like the base level stuff. If you have like blueprints for higher level stuff, whether it be when it starts getting to ascendant, it's really hard to make it, and it takes a lot of resources, and you probably need close to like all 70 of the slots. But if you're just making normal stuff, organic polymer is definitely the way to go. And here's a couple different ways you can get it. Now, this isn't the first way I discovered, but this is recently what I've been using. I have about 3 of these acatinas. And I made a video about the acatina, and they are actually very useful because they make a very large amount of polymer and acatina paste. So honestly, I haven't been building a lot, but when I do build, I basically only need metal because I get polymer and cementing paste from these guys. Now, like I said, organic polymer is very easy to fill up on, and you kind of need it. Basically, it's good for making lower level stuff. So any base level things can easily be made out of organic polymer. But so acatina is a very useful way. If you can get like 3 of them, that's a great way to get a ton of polymer. They produce at a very rapid pace, especially the cementing paste. It's very easy to fill up on cementing paste using just those guys. Now, there is another way to get organic polymer I was doing, which is very effective. I'll actually jump to that right now. I have to fly for a bit, so I'll cut that out. But I might talk to you guys on the way there. Actually, I don't know how long it's going to take. The acatina paste is very useful, and the acatinas in general are very useful. I actually don't use the other outpost I'm talking about now that often, just because the acatinas produce polymer at such a high rate. I'm going to get this gold drop real quick just because it's here. I have gold drops that drop right in front of my base, which is kind of nice. Not necessarily gold every time, but just the drop in general. Flak helmet, primitive. Looks slightly better than normal. I don't know why I took the refining forge blueprint, but oh well. Anyways, so that's one of the ways I was getting cementing paste. Another way is if you actually go to the Arctic, there are penguins there, and if you beat them with clubs, they give you cementing paste at a very rapid rate. And not a rapid rate, but a pretty good rate. They also give you a lot of prime meat, but that's beside the point, especially if they're babies. Babies give a lot of prime meat of any species, and which is kind of sick, but hey. Also, what else? Babies might give more cementing paste. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But if you go to the Arctic, I'm playing on the center, so there's really only one spot where penguins spawn en masse in like large quantities. But what I did is, it's on a little iceberg, and around that iceberg is water. So I built a boat with a little stone building, and then I put a fabricator and a couple smithies and all this other stuff on that. That way, I never have to make organic polymer anymore. I just have to move some metal to that location, which I found is easier moving metal there than it is moving cementing paste back, because it spoils for one, and then it's surprisingly heavy for, like, I was carrying it probably on a pterodon, so obviously you're not getting much anyways, but that's because I was trying to do it fast. But what I've just been switching to is just have a Quetz carry over metal every now and again, and then that's where I was building guns for a long time. But ever since I got the Akatina, I don't really need to use this. But if you want to have a setup like this, it'd probably be pretty easy to build it. It only took me like a few hours. It would only take me a few, I don't know. It might take on a regular server a bit. It took me like an hour, but I have the time 10 boost, of course. Now, the only problem I think the Akatina is very beneficial, especially since you can have them set up anywhere. You can have a base anywhere with Akatina that are constantly producing cementing paste, and the organic polymer. I had a brain fart there, I apologize. And over here, it's, especially on, if you're playing on like a public server, for instance, it's very easy to have it get attacked by some PvPers for whatever you have on there, and especially if you're building large amounts of guns there, you'd have to store the metal because penguins only spawn in every now and again, especially if you're killing them constantly. So I don't think this base would be very good for a PvP server, but for the server I'm on, where it's private and there really isn't a lot of attacking anybody, which is nice. I mean, I'm the one giving most of the people guns because my tribe's the one that can only really build guns en masse. But yeah, so I have a boat set up over here, right over this iceberg. You'll probably see it here shortly. Another thing you can get is oil. This is a really good place to get oil without actually having to, there's a bird near my base. All those little black things are oil. Then there is some metal as well. So if you wanted to not have to transport metal, you could just cook your metal there. But I have just a little thing set up. Penguins spawn around, like as you can see over here. There's a penguin. Now, warbird, fight him. I'm getting attacked, I apologize. Actually, whistle, follow, all, shoot, and whistle, passive. Warbird, where you at? Gotta get on Warbird, come on. Warbird, come on. Warbird, come on. Warbird, come on. This is great. Sorry about that. I might cut that out, I might not. It was kind of funny. But, there are quite a few, scary things about having a base here, especially on PvP. Oh, that was a weak Argent. It'd be pretty easy to raid, especially if it's a boat. Granted, you could, like, hide it or something like that, but I don't know. I don't know if it would end up being worth the effort, because if someone destroys it once, on a PvP server, it would probably take about a day to build that kind of boat, especially with the Fabi and whatnot. And to have metal there and all that other stuff, that'd be kind of scary. So PvP server, probably not the best bet. If you wanted to do it on a PvE server, I'm pretty sure that'd be pretty effective. I don't see why it wouldn't be. So there's that. But I definitely suggest the Akatina instead of that, because the Akatina produces all the cementing paste and polymer you'd need. That would be my bet. Anyways, I think that's it for this video. Matt here with LGN Gaming, signing off. I'll see you guys next time.